If you're wondering how to start counting macros for weight loss, then you're going to want to watch this video. I'm going to show you everything on my iPad. I'm going to write it all out for you guys. Now, if you guys want to learn everything about if it fits your macros, how to start weighing out your foods with MyFitnessPal, everything under the sun about macros, you definitely want to check out my book, If It Fits Your Macros. It's on Amazon. Literally just type in IIFYM into the Amazon search bar. Should be the first book. That's if you want to learn more about macros. But let's not waste any more time. Let's get started on how to start counting macros for weight loss. All right, guys, so here we are on my iPad. First, we're going to talk about calories, how to calculate your calories and your macros. So if you already know how to do this step, skip to the section that is the timestamp that is on the screen right now. So you can move on to the next step. But if you haven't done that, we don't know how, let's get started right now. So if you're watching this video, I assume you already know how important calories are. You have to track calories in order to know if you're in a caloric deficit or not. Calories are the main factor that determine whether you lose weight, maintain your weight, or gain weight. So there's something called your maintenance calories, which you can see right here. These are the amount of calories that you need to maintain your weight, aka maintenance calories. So the way you would do this, the easiest method is to multiply your current body weight by 15, which is right here, what we're doing. This is Bob here. He weighs 200 pounds, so 200 times 15 is 3,000 calories, okay? So let me move this here really quick. So 3,000 calories. So if Bob wanted to stay 200 pounds, he didn't want to lose or gain any weight, he wanted to stay 200 pounds, he would roughly eat 3,000 calories, okay? As depicted by this blue line in the middle, okay? Now, if he wanted to lose weight, he would eat under this number, okay? And if he wanted to gain weight, he would eat above this number in the light blue. This is called being in a caloric surplus. Excuse my horrible handwriting. And then this is a caloric deficit. Okay? So now that we have that out of the way, what you can do from here is once you figure out your own maintenance calories, you would subtract 20 to 25% of that, and that is your caloric deficit. Now, I go over why that is in my book that I mentioned in the beginning of this video. This is just a quick version of how to calculate your calories. I go over more formulas in the book and more accurate formulas in the book. So make sure to check that out in the description below. So now that we have his maintenance calories, what we're gonna do is multiply it, so the 3,000 by 0.75, or you can do 3,000 minus 25%. We use 25% because it is the fastest way. It's an aggressive but not too reckless caloric deficit. So 25% is where you want to go if you want to lose like 1 to 2 pounds per week. 3,000 minus 25% is 2,250 calories to lose weight. So now if we come down here, we're gonna put 2,250 calories. This is our deficit here, okay? So our step 2 is to find our macros. So macros are, again, this is a very quick demonstration. Macros are made up of calories. So by tracking macros, you're also tracking calories. So we have protein, fat, and carbs. And so each macronutrient has its own caloric makeup. But just for the simplicity of this video, we're gonna go ahead and just do a very popular split where people take 40% of their calories and make them into protein. They do 40% carbs and not 40% fat. They do 20% fat. And this is very popular split. This is called a macro split. And this is what you would track. So we take 40% of 2,250, 20% of 2,250, and 40% of 2,250. So let's do that really quick. So it's not that complicated, but let's go ahead and do the math really quick. So 40% of 2,250, 900, same for carbs, and then for fat, we're gonna do it in blue here, 450. Now remember how I said macros are made up of calories? That is true because there are 4 calories per gram of protein, 4 calories per gram of carbs, and 9 calories per gram of fat. Okay, and so what we do from this point is just divide each of these numbers by their caloric makeup per gram. Okay, 900 divided by 4, 450 divided by 9, and 900 divided by 4 again. 225 grams and 225 grams, because this is the same thing. And then 450 divided by 9 is 50 grams. So our total macro split is 225 calories. That's the amount of calories we should eat every day. These are the exact same thing. One is just broken up into macros. This is a 40% protein, 40% carbs, and 20% fat split. Now this would be different if we did like 50% carbs, 20% fat, and then whatever for protein. It depends on your split, but this is a very popular split. Okay, and this is a quick way that I just showed you to find your macros, calculate them on your own. Again, this is only one way to do it. There's a bunch of ways. There's calculators. I show them all in my book, so again, make sure to check that out in the description. So now that we have our calories and our macros split, now we're going to talk about how to actually count those macros. Okay, all right, so I'm here in my kitchen now. There are two ways really to count macros. Okay, so I'm going to show you right now. Okay, so I have a Legion protein bar here. These just came out. I'll make a review of these soon, but see these nutrition facts. There's 240 calories, 6 grams of fat, 20 grams protein, 38 grams of carbs. So in order to track this, if I was to eat this, there's a nutrition label here, right there. You would use an app like MyFitnessPal that should be coming up on the screen showing you how I'm inputting it, but you just scan that and there you go. That's the easiest way. The second way to do it is to have something like this. This is a food scale. So I have bread here, okay? There's 56 grams in one serving, and there's 12 servings in this. So for 56 grams of this bread, there's 120 calories, 0 grams of fat, 25 grams of carbs, and 4 grams of protein. So to track this, all you would do is put 56 grams worth of this onto there. Now, obviously this is 130 grams or 133 grams. So if you were to eat this much bread, you would put into MyFitnessPal that you ate 133 grams of this bread. You would scan this nutrition label or just type it in the KS baguettes, and that's how you would do it. And so you would do that for basically anything you eat, right? You could do it with milk. You would put a glass on the scale and then weigh how much milk you put in there. You could do it with protein powder, right? Any protein powder. You can do it with jelly. You could do it with eggs. So these eggs, they have a nutrition label on them. It'll say one egg is 100 calories, for example. And you would do this all by inputting it into MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal tracks whatever calories and macros you put into it from earlier in the video. That's how you track macros. Now remember, those calories and macros that we calculated are already set up for you to lose weight. Remember, we did a 25% caloric deficit. So that's basically 1 to 2 pounds per week of weight loss if you're following everything correctly. As long as you don't go over those calories or those macronutrient numbers that we set up, you should be good. And this is a quick video on how to count macros for weight loss. I hope this helped you guys. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I will see you guys on the next one.